Emma here. This is my sewing channel, So Do It Emma, on YouTube. You're in the right place if you want to hear me talk all about my sewing journey, which includes fabric and patterns. If you haven't already, grab yourself a cuppa or beverage depending on what time you are watching this anywhere in the world. The great things about YouTube. Get yourself comfy and I'll start rolling the intro. Today I've decided to do a bit of a FridaySews just because I've got some general chit chat and yeah. So I was looking on the FridaySews Facebook page for creators, and this week's question is, what is your favourite sewing tool? Now, I've got several favourite, but I think it has to be my gorgeous seam ripper. It's got a nice weight to it. I got this from Beyond the Measure in the UK. Yeah, and it's got replaceable metal bit, ripper bit. So it's really good that way. It's pure 100% wood. Yeah, really nice piece to have. So that is my favourite sewing tool. I'm just going to talk about my week so far, as we all do. So I just literally finished off my square neck top, woven version. I'm going to cut out a second one out of this lovely, gorgeous white cotton. It is very white, so I'm just a bit worried that it might just be a wee bit too white for my complexion, but yeah, it's gonna go with something for a challenge that I put aside and my Dulcie pin for. So I'm going to cut out a square neck top out of that. I'm really enjoying the square neck top by Friday Pattern Company. It's really quite quick and it's only got 4 pieces, and it's available on Knit, which I'm going to talk about in a moment once I find it. There we go. It's all live, it's all live. So there's been a bit of a disaster. I cannot for love or money find the sleeves for this Jara. Now, I don't know what past Emma was thinking about, that I think I was on a whim going, ugh, it'll be fine. But it is really quite thin. It's a cotton jersey and I think it's just going to be way too thin for a proper Jara. Sweater is more like a t-shirt wear, so I'm going to use square neck top knit version from Friday Pattern Company. Such a versatile pattern, this one. So I'm gonna cut the front and the back out from what I can, and hope for the best. Hopefully it's not going to be too short. Hopefully it's going to work. So I'm probably just gonna snip and hope it's going to work. I'll just try and use the top of the fabric for the baseline for the pattern pieces. So yes, I'm going to try and use that to my advantage. Yeah, and obviously save the label. Got too far ahead. I've got my heather blazer all interfaced, re-ironed again. Found all the pieces. I've got the lining pieces ironed, so even got my thread on the machine ready to go, so I can just go for it and get that finally made up. Before I forget, I'm wearing a seamwork collarway. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen this on the grid. It's a seamwork collarway. I got this fabric a while ago from I think it was a knitting stitching show, but I think it was under a different name. It's very similar to the knitting stitching show, but it wasn't the knitting stitching show, but run by different people. But yeah, it was a nice, lovely stall. I got a couple of bits of fabric. One is yellow, and I'm destashing that one with destash. I think it's a melange ponte maybe, but it's got a lovely drape, that one, and so has this. And I cut this out a year ago, finally just made it up this February, so yeah, it's really comfortable. I need to do something with this facing, it keeps popping up, so I might just run another stitch round the facing just to get it to lie properly. I might have skipped that in the steps, so yes. What else? There was something else I was going to talk about. There's a couple of other projects that I really want to finish it in February. We'll see how time goes. But there's a Davenport dress that I started last year with a cotton from So Many Sunshine, like a check with pastels like pinks, and I think there's lilacs, and there's a shimmer of silver thread going through it every so often, so that'll be interesting. So I've got to get that finished. Then there's a Moneta dress, which I cut out for a maxi style sleeveless dress, but when I overlocked the edges of the inner and the outer, when you're doing if you've got the pattern, I'll get onto that, and it's sleeveless, you put them together, the inner and the outer, and I went and overlocked where I shouldn't have sewn, so I can't turn it inside out, and it looked right. So yes, Seamwork or Colette Moneta is no longer available to get, but there's a alternative pattern on Little Lizard King, which I'll link in below, and it's free. Do go and check it out if you're interested in that similar Moneta style. Also, I believe there's a McCall's pattern that's really similar as well. I think I did talk about this a while ago, and I can't remember which vlog I mentioned it in, or blog. But yes, there's other patterns, and I think there's another pattern that's really similar as well. But anyway, the Moneta has so many hacks, but this one I've made it maxi length. I think it's based on Jenny Rushmore Cashmere. She did them years ago, and I've always wanted to do a really maxi length Moneta. So I did that, made it sleeveless, and unfortunately I went and overlocked where I shouldn't have overlocked, as I've said. So I'm going to painfully unpick where I need to unpick, so I can get it right and get that on track, so it's ready for summer. Woohoo! I think there's another make that I need to finish, but I can't quite remember. But there's a few makes that I want, well, a few bits of fabric that I want to cut out, but I'm going to try and slow down because I know that I've got a couple of pattern tests coming up, and they're a quick turnaround, so I really want to get the patterns printed out, get them together, and start processing that pattern, those pattern tests, because yeah, need to do that. I'll have to get better at pattern testing time wise, just so that I'm not stressing out as you do. So yes, I would like to talk about, there's a few challenges coming up in March, and I've put fabric aside for one of them. So what if I sew on Instagram, and she's also got a YouTube. The lovely Jess is hosting Sew Yellow for Endo, and she's highlighting the painful symptoms of this horrible I don't know if it's a disease, it's chronic pain, it really is. Some women really suffer from it, endometritis, if I can actually say it correctly. But I've got this yellow denim, it's kind of a mustard. I've had it in my stash for so long. I found it from First for Fabrics, and I remember Tamlin from Sewing on the Time, she made a pinafore very similar, I think it might have been a Cleo maybe or something, and I was like, oh, I really like that style. So I went on the hunt, the early days of my fabric and indulgence. Yes, so I've grabbed some of this from First for Fabrics. I can't remember how much there is. Got a funny feeling it might be 1.5, 2 meters. So I'm not quite sure if there's going to be enough for the Dulcie pinafore that I'm hoping to do. Otherwise, I might do the Danny pinafore from Seamark, in this, or the Hannah dress from Patterns. So yeah, there's a few pinafores that I could do. I really want to have an under top, like, so I'll probably wear the Adrian blouse, which is a nice off-white ivory colour that I usually wear with other items, and also I'll wear this as well just to balance it out. So I think that's it. I've got to get my skates on. There's a So Frugal 2022. Sam and Ruan are going live on YouTube tonight at 8 o'clock British time, with a glass of wine, to talk about So Frugal 2022, what's involved. It's going to be quite informative, so get on there if you've seen this in the right time. I'm going to try and hopefully upload this so it comes out first thing on Friday morning for FridaySews, so people can see it in time. And sorry if you're not seeing this in time, but I'm hoping that they might just save it on YouTube on the channels so people can watch it later. But it might not be live when you watch it, when you see this. Yeah, so I've got quite a few some plans involved as well. I really need to kick myself and get on with the Remy Ragan for my Make 9, so I can get over that Make 9 hump. I think I've got the hump, and it's so annoying, so I really want to try and get the Remy Ragan done so I can start my Make 9. And I'm seriously considering swapping out the Casey coat from Style Art that I put down to the Cambria duster, because I have got that pattern, so I think it's more convenient for me to do the Cambria duster when I know I've got the pattern, rather than go out and get another one and having to get it printed and all the rest of it. So yeah, so that's me, that's my thoughts. hope you all have a lovely weekend. Get some sewing in if you can. Stay safe, and if you haven't already, give me a little like, and also give me a little bit of a subscribe, please. We're getting there with the channel. We're heading to 1K, and it would be lovely to celebrate that with you. Yeah. I hope I'm not talking too fast. I'm quite excited. There's a few things in the pipeline as well. Yeah, and if you've come from another channel, give me a hey and tell me where you found me or whoever mentioned me. That would be amazing. Or if you just find me in your YouTube search thing where there's new, oh, you might like this or something like that. Yeah, just let me know there. I'm quite interested, and it would be lovely to have a little conversation. Just hi and hope you're well and happy sewing kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Happy Friday. Hope you have a good weekend and take care.